Joey here from Respect My Region and Buddies brand. Today we are on the North American Weed Tour podcast. We have episode 56 featuring Brandy Garner-Nance, founder and CEO of Brandy CBD in Chicago, Illinois, specifically in Inglewood. What's going on, Brandy? How you living?
Man, it's great. It's great, Joey. How are you?
Man, it's another great day in the I almost said the Pacific Northwest, like I'm up in Oregon or Washington. I'm in Cali. It's actually not a really nice day here. It's foggy. It's cold.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. It's been kind of off the last few days. But how's everything rocking with you? How's Illinois? How's the CBD treating you?
Man, Illinois is cold. Very cold. It's about 32 degrees here right now.
Woo!
Yeah, cold.
Oh my
But
gosh.
everything been great, man. Since the last time we talked, Joey, things have been awesome.
And for those of people that are watching that don't know, Brandy and I, we met a little over 2 weeks ago at the USA CBD Expo. Brandy's background is at least the last few years in the CBD space, manufacturing products, designing products, slanging some products. You got the smoke shop out there. You are a Brandy of all trades.
Yes, we'll try to be.
You're moving and shaking. You're behind the booth. It's rare to see the owner, founder, CEOs behind booths these days. I have a lot of respect for the hustle, Brandy, and so I would love it if you wouldn't mind kind of introducing yourself and sharing a little bit about who you are, what you do. Kind of just that general nature.
Okay, my name is Brandy. I am the CEO of Brandy CBD. My husband and I founded the company. We just made a year. So we officially launched in September 22nd of last year. So this year just made our 1 year anniversary. But we have been in the industry for 2 years, underground, creating products, trying to figure it out. So it's been 2 years.
Absolutely. So that's roughly how long you spend time like designing things or getting creative?
Yeah, we've evolved over 2 years. So we literally like jumped in it here first. Like we jumped in and we started underground. Okay, so let me give you a little backstory. So I'm a nurse. Okay, so I was working in psych. I had a friend, she was going through chemo, and we were talking about edibles and stuff. My husband and I have been talking about it as well, but we just got to talking about it. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to make some. I think I'm really going to do it. And she was like, you know what? If you do it, I'll buy it. And I'm like, okay. And from there, it just went from word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth. Then well, you think you can make this? Well, do you think you can make that? And I love a challenge. So we sat there, we created our little recipes, and it's been that.
That's so crazy.
Literally how it started.
So you went from nursing and helping people, mental health, probably some physical health, all kinds of different things. Did you have a specialty that you really focused on when you were as a nurse?
Psych. Psych was my specialty, and that was another thing, man. It pushed me more into holistic nursing because, man, big pharma and the psychotropics, the medication, yeah.
People say that they know, people say that they understand the gravity of that, but you guys got to understand, anybody watching this, when you go into these towns, so like, let's just put it like this, when people make comments about the homelessness issue, let's just go straight there. A lot of it is mental health, right? A lot of it is self-induced decision-making, right? But there is a large number, a very big statistic of opioids, of schizophrenia, and a lot of it is drug-induced, pharmaceutical-induced mental health problems over time. 10, 20, 30, 40 years of eating pills to fix the problem, right?
Yeah, because what happens is a lot of these psychotropic medications, they say it's supposed to clear your brain, but what happens, it causes other things, tremors, issues with you walking, bone deficiencies, so it's not what they claim, claim for it to be. So I hated it. Like when I say I hated it, I hated it. That's what really pushed me into holistic nursing. Like I can't keep giving this to these people. This is no. So yeah.
It's I can only imagine, and especially as a nurse, like did you have clients that you saw frequently? So you would see not necessarily the damage, but you could see positive growth, or you could see probably the opposite effect as well, right?
Absolutely. A lot of them when you took them or when they made the decision to not take their medications or when the physician made the decision to change the medication, you've seen a lot of improvement in mental clarity. See you later. You've seen a lot of improvement in mental clarity. So yeah, it makes them numb. They can't think. They can't articulate. It was not the best experience.
So obviously, seeing and experiencing the gravity of that, watching people's lives to some extent be, given life again. For some people, I'm sure some of that stuff really does solve problems for people, right? There's enough people out there in the world that I'm sure there's positives behind the science. But then on the flip side, watching some of the negatives for so long, for so many things, it's inspiring to me because I'm one of those patients as well, from a
Mm-hmm.
kidney stone perspective. I've had stones 15 plus times in my life.
Right.
And when you go to places like Texas and you go to Indiana or you
Mm-hmm.
go to Eastern Washington, which is more conservative than the liberal side of Seattle areas, they cannabis being referred, recommended, even discussed, like you don't even want to mention it to the doctor, right? You feel uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
because it's illegal in a lot of ways,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I remember, them just straight up saying, "You like take these pills, pop this nausea medicine, and read all this paperwork. Here's the effects."
And then at the end it goes, you might lose a toe, then you might die. Like, man, that is extreme.
Yeah, that's too much, man.
And when you can just literally take you some tincture, smoke you some bud, and you will have all the same therapeutic effects.
So
Boxing.
this leads me to the good part, the fun part of our podcast episode together. I'm gonna unbox the gift that you sent me.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna talk about some of the products, and I may or may not eat or drink something, right? So here we go. Let's dive right in.
You may or may not. Okay.
All right, all right, all
I
right.
think
Here
you
we go.
may.
She's like, I'm betting that you're gonna drink something. All right, everybody. So in the meantime, Brandy, would you mind filling the people in a little bit about the different kinds of products that you guys offer? It could be anything that's at your smoke shop or anything that's under Brandy CBD.
Okay, absolutely. So, I'm gonna go into talking about what you are about to unbox. Okay, so we at our smoke shop we have a wide variety of edibles. We recreate everything, Oreos, chips, candy, anything. The peach rings, and then our famous thing is our juices. We have our drinks. They come in over 20 flavors. Yeah, real deal. That's real deal Holyfield. So you have
Woo!
blueberry and you have peach. For those
Man,
people,
let's
you have right
go,
there
man.
blueberry and peach. So those are our famous lemonades. Like I said, they come in 20 different flavors. They love them. Can't keep them on the shelf. So those are in the smoke shop. Now we also have our CBD products in the smoke shop. And our CBD products we have topicals, pain cream, edible massage oil, something like this. Edible massage oil. We have gummies, sublingual tinctures. We even have pet treats. Oh yes.
Oh Lord, here we
You like it?
go. I need to pour this up on some Sprite. What's
You
good?
like that? Those
Damn.
are our lemonades.
All right, y'all. I've drank a lot of weed beverages. I got 4 weed beverages in the fridge to drink right now. This one, now let me just, a lot of lemonades taste syrupy. It's a fact. You go to McDonald's right now, you go to Jack in the Box, you go to Carl's Jr., wherever, I forget what's in the Midwest. Hardee's is in the Midwest. I haven't seen a Hardee's in years. Like,
Man, I've never been a Hardee's.
bro, I ain't seen a Hardee's since like 2001, the last time I left Indiana.
Wow.
But my point is this: most lemonades taste syrupy, okay,
Mhm.
and they do it because of the way that the ingredients in the beverage, the way the industry's set up, right? It's all syrupy, mixing it with water as it goes. This it doesn't have the syrupy liquidity, like it doesn't taste syrupy, it doesn't feel syrupy. That's not thick, and it also doesn't leave that syrupy bite. You know what I mean? Like that sugary, syrupy bite in the back of your mouth. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You get a little bit of cannabis taste, actually, on the end of this, which I really like. So it says Delta 8 on it, 550 milligrams, right? Talk to me a little bit about the Delta 8. When you guys are making a product, you source Delta 8, you grow the Delta 8. How was this created?
We do everything. We do extractions. We do everything right here. The whole process we do in-house. And we do a lot of stuff the old school way. So, if people that's been in the game a long time, they know what the old school way. That preserves the flavor. So, yeah. So we do everything here. Our Delta 8, we have it by the kilo. And we also do nano. So which is
So you got is this one particularly nano infused or is this disty? That's how it's at 550. That makes sense. Now, and to me that's really interesting because their Delta 8 is a lower high, less of a high than THC. Now, Delta 9 was originally they said it was for bone pain, pain. Like it got your body high, right? Delta 8, it's supposed to have a little bit more of a psychoactive effect, right?
right.
Than just body pain. And a lot of people that are not in legal states, right? They love Delta 8. They say it gets them blasted.
Man.
So for this, you smoke weed. We exchanged some buds.
Yes.
We dabbled in. I smoked a blunt because you saved my life. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. I told you I got you.
Does this Delta 8 get you high? Does it get a user like us high?
Yes.
Is it
It
because of
will.
how much you put in there, or is it because of just
So Delta 8, it depends on, I'll tell you this. It depends on the method and it depends on the route of consumption.
okay?
Because if you smoke it, you will, but it will not last as long.
Interesting.
But if you consume it, the effects are longer because it has to go throughout your entire body, your entire circulatory system. So you will feel those effects in your body longer versus your
Interesting.
head.
That makes sense too, because the liver functionality, the kidneys, all that. Obviously, when it starts processing through things, it is going to just straight process some of it out.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard in the past that up to 80% of the THC that your body metabolizes, it doesn't even hit you. So like that means you drink a 100 milligram drink, you're probably
Mm-hmm.
getting 10 to 20 milligrams after your metabolization, right?
Absolutely.
Which
Absolutely.
which is interesting because if you go back to the nano emulsification that you mentioned for your products, that actually skips the metabolizing aspect, right? It just straight up goes into the bloodstream, can go directly to get the body high,
Mm-hmm.
immediately enacting the entourage effect.
Exactly. Because you don't need the extra bioavailability that
Yeah.
from like the fats or anything like that. So that's what makes nano awesome.
So for you, right, we've got two beverages here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, these are samples custom for me, which I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Do you have any excuse me, do you have any information on like the ingredients or the sugar or any of those kinds of stuff? I'm real big on because I'm an IBS patient, right, and you nurse
Mm-hmm.
background. I actually no longer drink really super sugary drinks anymore.
Okay. So I don't have the dang. I didn't print out the nutritional facts. Those are still okay. So the drinks right here, we're trying to bring those into large production. So we just sent those off to the NutriScience lab to get all our information, our nutritional facts and everything. But I do know, because we use purified water, we do use fresh lemons. We make the lemonade ourselves, and
Hey,
we do use organic sugar. We try to use those like trivia. I think that's how you pronounce it. The sweeteners. We try to use sweeteners
yeah,
and guavas versus
yeah,
straight
the
sugar.
agave type of sweeteners,
The
just like
agave. There
actual.
you go.
Yeah.
You see, I can't talk today.
That's all.
I need.
That's all that. Hey, that's all that SoCal stuff, Mexico stuff down here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we try to use those because I am a nurse. I have a lot of patients that do have IBS, that do have Crohn's, that do have diabetes. So we try to make a lot of products that will not increase your glycemic index. So like we have keto gummies, we have pectin gummies. We try to let the less sweeter options.
Which I actually am very appreciative of that. Again, for me, it always goes back to the fact that I have kidney stones, I have IBS. Most products, food products, most beverage products make me sick, with the exception of water, watermelon water, lemon ginger pressed waters. Now sodas and all that other stuff just really kill me, and particularly high fructose corn syrup in a lot of those
Hmm.
lemonades that are mass produced, right? Um, I'm a big fan of the bottle that you guys chose. I think it takes me back to the old days of like going to the baseball field and getting different sports drinks that are random, at a concession stand. I love that vibe. I can't wait to see the rest of the products come. So this is what is this?
That is blueberry.
Blueberry, and then we've got peach over here. What are some of the other products that you guys have coming down the line?
Well, we have the beverages. Those we're trying to put those into production right now. So hopefully we can get those out within the next year or so. We have cereal. We have brownies. We have nerd ropes coming. We have
Ooh,
cannabites, like Canna Chews, put you in a man of Starburst. We have those in production right now. We also have pet treats in production. We have the wavy bacon, as well as
ooh,
the cheese. We have turmeric tincture, which will help them with the joint support. And then we have a tincture that has chamomile in it that will help them get through like thunderstorms, fireworks, or if they just restless, you can't get them to calm down. Most like the little ones, like the chihuahuas. So we have those in production, and then we're working on some more smokables. So we have Delta 10, we have Delta 8, and we're working towards papers now.
nice, nice.
Yep.
So having a variety of papers, a variety of cannabinoid products.
Hmm.
Any plans for THCO and on the new HHC down the road?
We're working on THCO. We are working on THCO. It's kind of new, so we're still trying to figure that one out a little bit, but we
Yeah.
are working on THCO.
With and just because I was doing some research yesterday, I find it interesting that THCO, so Delta 9, big, THC, big one. Delta 9 THC. Oh wow. Delta 8. Oh my gosh. Delta 10. Holy cow. People got way less excited about Delta 10 compared to the rest though. And then now there's the THCO, and which is said to be notably more psychoactive than the rest, but from a they say that it's more from a spiritual psychoactivity versus like high. So there, from what I'm reading, is it's more being likened to a psilocybin type of experience, like a microdose,
Hmm.
compared to like a cannabis one. Which is interesting because we've heard stories. I'm sure you've heard it, like where people trip, right? We've heard people have said I smoked weed one time and I thought it was laced, and it's like, and then I never smoked weed again in their life. I'm of the belief that there's probably some kind of terpene science behind that kind of shit.
It has to be. It has to be.
Like they're not lying.
No,
Like
man, it has to
and
be because you know what? I had that same experience. I'm a new smoker. New, like 2 years new. So I had the same experience. Like I smoked it and I'm like, oh, I don't like that because I was behind the couch like, hey, is somebody coming? Like, no. I did not appreciate that. I'm like, I'm not smoking no more. But when we started making the edibles and dibbing and dabbing a little bit deeper, and then next thing I know, I'm like, I love the way that I feel.
Yeah.
But I'm still not big on smoking. I smoke, but I prefer to just eat the edibles and drink the juice. That's my
Interesting.
biggest thing.
Yeah, I feel like smoking gets people such a rapid lift off, right? That it can
Hmm.
be pretty intense. And that's where the slower onset from beverages, edibles, tinctures, um, even just having it be unsuspecting, like this kind of just hitting you all of a sudden, it's that's easier. You know what I mean? Mentally, it's actually easier to be hit with a surprise than to be like
Hmm.
smoking it and worried about it the whole
And
time.
you like, oh, then you get that feeling of being stuck and that heaviness. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely better to creep up than a boom.
Or you smoke a sativa, right? You get one of those
Oh
citrusy
man.
sativas, and the next thing you know, you're in the car, and every siren in the song, which in Chicago, a lot of the rap out there, man, a lot of the hip hop out there, it's drill music, so
Yeah,
it's
what
every
you know
kind of
about
noise.
drill music?
Oh, come on, man. Everybody doesn't live the drill life, but we all know about it now.
Man, yeah,
Big
yeah.
shout,
It's
and
like
also just one
Chicago
time,
big
just
on
because we
drill
mentioned
music.
drill music, I just gotta say shout out to Lil Durk right now. He's arguably one of the artists of the
Oh,
year. Come on, man.
yeah, Dirk out here doing his thing. Shout
Oh
out to
my
Dirk.
God. He's you know
Shout
what?
out to the city.
He's putting a light onto Chicago that literally overshadows the rest of the negativity that typically drowns that city, right?
Absolutely,
And so he's
absolutely.
a very much a bright shining light. Um, for that area, and it's us honestly him, and then R.I.P. to Vaughn, and a
Yeah.
number of other people out there have really helped. Again, there's just more attention. People are now they're interested in what's going on there again.
Mhm.
The energy's changing across the country because of cannabis, but also because of music.
Mhm.
There's a lot going
Yeah.
on in the world right now that touches cannabis in some way.
Man.
You know?
It's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on. Man, that's why I say, like you said, shout out to Dirk, but shout out to GCI. They got him back in the city. He was barred for the city. They wouldn't let him in the city. So
Yeah,
they got him back in the city. So yeah, big jam. Got a lot
that's
going
me.
on down here.
That's
So
huge. That's huge. See, even
yeah.
like where we're from, in the Portland, fucking Portland. Like I think it's damn near 10 years ago, they were rating hip hop shows.
Mm.
Like you couldn't host hip hop shows in Portland like almost 10 years ago. Yeah,
Wow.
without the police and the SWAT showing up, and just really, really making examples out of, the community there. And so it's just like, obviously we know what's been going on the last, in like,
Mm-hmm.
at an intense level the last like 10 years, Trayvon Martin to
Absolutely.
now, right? And,
Absolutely.
and the cannabis, not legal everywhere, legal in certain states, Illinois included. From what
Mm-hmm.
I hear, Illinois is not a lot of black owners in terms of the cannabis space.
Man, listen.
So, Brandy, I would love to get your perspective and
Man.
some honest thoughts and feedback about what the hell is going on out there. Why isn't the social equity situation more balanced? And
Man. You see, I'm just shaking my head, man. It's terrible, Joey. I don't know. I don't know what they have going on. So we went through the application process. Even we went through the application process so we can do, to do the dispensary or whatever. But yeah, a lot of the people who were not supposed to even be in the running, you know, um, politicians, things like that, they got licenses.
yeah,
They got licenses. So I have a lot of friends that's in the movement, that's hitting the pavement, that's lobbying. I have a lot of those, and we're out here, we're fighting, but the system, because here that Cresco about owns. everything. You know, Cresco is the biggest thing here. So I'll just leave that with that. But
Well,
man,
shout out to Cresco, but I recently visited their Sunnyside dispensary in downtown. I purchased two products that I did not want because I wanted cannabis, and what I asked for they did not have. It was on the shelf, not available inventory wise. So four of the products that I asked for right away they didn't even have available, but they were on the shelf. So super frustrating. I let the bud tender know that I'm here to buy the best stuff in the store. None of it was available. So then I had to get Cresco's products. I got Mindy's gummies, some lush cherry gummies. Absolutely delicious. On the West Coast, it's a $25 pack of gummies.
mm,
Yeah. In Illinois, for a first-time visitor, and I'm a patient, it was a $43 or $47 pack of gummies. Absolutely unacceptable, number one.
wow.
Number two, the flower that I went in to buy, which was Aries, one of the aeroponic group out there. We had them on our podcast recently, so I went in to really see what's good. Expressed that I wanted to buy something from them. Entirely sold out, but still on the shelf. Still on the shelf as if it was available. So here I am just getting bam, denied, bam, denied, bam, denied. So frustrating. And then now we get to the Cresco weed. So then I get to the Cresco weed. I'm not able to see inside the jar. There's no smell situation for me to smell it, which in most of the states that's a thing. And then on top of that, when I did buy the $65 eighth, which then with tax on top of it was an $83 eighth, I opened it up and it smelled like hay.
For $83.
For $83, it smelled like hay. So
Unacceptable.
Sunnyside was the bud tender friendly. The guy at the register, great. The guy at the front of the store, the security guard. Not like in LA, they have I don't even remember if this guy had a gun because he was too friendly. You know what I mean? But in LA, everybody is strapped and not friendly as a security guard for the most part. Okay, I can think of two security guards that are friendly. That's it. And so, because it's LA, it's different. But LA and Chicago, how different is that, right? And it's let alone, So it's like $82. All I got out of that was a photo at the front of the dispensary. Is the only positive experience I had, and then a $45 thing of edibles. It's absolutely unacceptable. So that's my end of my rant. That's the end of my rant for the THC part of your shit up there.
But to follow up on it, that's very important, and that's why we do the things the way that we do it as far as creating our products, because you want to keep that quality. You don't want to. Look. The last thing that you want is for somebody to travel all the way over here to see you, to take your product, and your product is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Unacceptable. So we pride ourselves in what we do. We pride ourselves in our product. And I stand behind, my husband stand behind, we all stand behind our product 1,000%. You don't like it, bring it back. If there's an issue, let us know. Let us rectify it. But our thing is to cater to you. You guys, you are the patient. What do you like? What do you want? And we're going to make sure that it's done the way that you need to be done. Your experience is going to be great every time. So that's just a follow up on your rant.
No, and that's important because it's very clear that Cresco and I think GTI is out there, Green Thumb Industry. They're the two big beasts. I think it's very clear that they created product. They look at the numbers. They see the sales are high or low. They look at the numbers in the dispensary. They see the dispensary inventory is high or low. And they say, look, we got to get product on the shelf. How quickly can we harvest it? Is that shit ready? Yeah, run it. And I'm just like, I'm tired of that, man. It makes me as a customer never want to go back and never ever want to buy that weed again. Would you ever, like when you're buying clothes or shoes or jewelry, you buy one of those fancy things and it's fucked up, we're not buying it again.
It ain't gonna happen.
$80. And
You
I
done blew
got
it.
the money to spend $80 on an eighth right now. I'm not made of money, but I will go on a vacation and spend $80 on something I want because I work hard for my shit. But I'm not ever going back to that dispensary and buying Cresco weed again. That's a hard no, right? Because you don't get second chances. Because now over here in the West Coast, Brandy, and I'm sure this is happening in your world of CBD, the market is saturated.
Man.
When the market matures, holy cow, does it get saturated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And CBD, you guys have been in it for a few years now. I'm sure now what was your first event, and compared to your second and third, 100,000 other brands have popped up.
Man. It's oversaturated. And that's the thing. All of our stuff is made here in the US. We make it here. You
Mm-hmm.
know, a lot of these companies that's coming out, they're coming out, and like you said, they're looking at the market. Oh, I can make some money in this. This is booming right here. Well, China, give me this. You know, and they literally get their stuff from overseas. No COAs, ain't no check-in, you know, and they just push anything out on the market. So what our people is getting, they're not getting quality stuff. They're not getting the exact amount of CBD that they say is in it because there are no COAs. They're not educated, and that's what we're big on. Nursing, this to me, this is still nursing. I want to take care of people. I want to make sure you have access to health care, even if it's holistic health care. I want
Yeah.
to make sure you have access. So we're going to make sure you're educated. We're going to explain everything to you. We're going to give you your COAs. We're going to let you know, hey, where we got this from seed to soul. We're going to show you everything, and
Ooh.
we pride ourselves in that. You know, but a lot of these companies, you're right, there it's oversaturated. They jump in there because they just want to give you money. It's not about quality products anymore. You
Yeah.
know, especially with us, they'll give us anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a
So for you,
problem.
product quality, that's how you differentiate your brand, right? Your guys' smoke
Absolutely.
shop, all your products, you guys differentiate yourselves by being quality, by sourcing it in the United States, by providing all the compliant COAs, all that kind of
Hmm.
stuff.
Absolutely.
What else do you feel really sets your brand apart?
Well, we own a smoke shop. We are the only smoke shop in the state of Illinois that I have found that's African American owned that carry their own African American owned CBD brand. So
Mm-hmm.
we own a smoke shop and we carry our own brand,
Yep.
minority
Do you
owned,
guys carry
woman
other
owned.
brands as well, or do you only carry your guys'?
We only carry our own CBD brand.
Nice.
That's it. That's all. So we're exclusive. We're very exclusive. You can buy our CBD products online, but in order to get to get access to everything that we have, you have to come into the store.
That's super.
So
That's super cool. And how long has that shop been open?
we've been open since June 25th of this year.
Oh wow! So you guys are what is that? 5 months, 6 months?
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
5 months.
Well,
Five
congrats,
months.
congrats. Happy belated congrats.
Thank you.
On the launch. That's very exciting. A lot of hard work goes into launching retail, and especially in a space like hemp and CBD, it's definitely tough in the cannabinoid market. Launching, in COVID. Could you give some perspective on what it was like to launch a business during COVID?
Man, listen. You get your licensing. Okay. You say, now if you worked all year to get this licensing, finally you get it. You say, okay, I got my business license, I got this, I got that, I'm ready to go. You hit the pavement and 2 weeks later, shut down. Like, what? Like the world shut down. We couldn't do
Damn.
nothing. And it's like we didn't put all this money into this, and it's literally nothing that we could do about it. But plus size, plus side about it is a lot of people being at home, they began to read, they began to notice what was going on with their bodies, they began to make better choices. So then the business picked up. And
Yeah.
then it picked up, and then before you knew it, we closed out the year exceptionally well.
Hey, let them know.
Exceptionally
Hey.
well.
There we go. Yeah, no, that's fire. And it's crazy that worked as well. Our business had a similar down and then spike once people kind of figured out and there was some form of stability. The what was it? The stimulus checks last year hitting in the summer
Mm-hmm.
helped, significantly in terms of just boosting economy back to kind of let's say some form of normality. I guess is probably the most accurate way to say it. But that's super dope. Now, when COVID was hitting, and when you did start to see your positive spikes, I'm interested in, what were those, initial items that were, picking up slowly and surely, and then what did you see astronomically increase?
Man, at first it started with the pain cream.
Mm,
Older, maybe younger people were staying at home with their older parents, grandparents. So a lot of pain cream, a lot of things for pain, and then it went to gummies. And then one day, the edible massage oil just took off, like literally took off. We were selling maybe 50 a day.
wow.
So I had a disclaimer. I'm cracking a joke, but for real, I really had a disclaimer. So for everybody that brought the edible massage oil, I started telling them, we're not accepting any more kids, okay? No God kids, no red kids. Like we're not accepting no more because it
Yeah.
was pretty clear that they was at home, so they was getting a little
Yeah, it
happy.
was it was boom. Yeah, it was notably an increase in a change, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and
So,
that's
but
and that's
yeah,
how it can be. Do you remember what avenue that where that happened? Was that digital orders? Was that through email? Did something go viral?
no, they what happened was we created these Valentine boxes. We made
Mm.
these boxes where like these smashable hearts, and inside of the hearts we had, maybe if it was infused cookies, if it was candy, but then we had other products, and the edible massage oil was one of the products that was as a gift inside of those boxes.
Oh,
So
there we go.
after they brought a few of those, I guess the exchange came out like, hey, this is some good stuff because we market our edible massage oil. Let's show it to you. This one right here.
Yeah.
We market this. It's 100% vegan and it's organic. So
The butter pecan. You're
a
funny.
border
That's awesome.
pecan. So we market this. It's great for foreplay.
Hell yeah.
So when we started the boxes, they started using it for foreplay. That's why I had to give them the disclaimer: we're not accepting no more kids. So you can use it, but we don't want the effects that come afterwards. We don't want the children.
Yeah,
Okay,
man. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, y'all.
please. But yeah, after those boxes, I mean, it just went crazy. We started getting orders through Instagram, online. A lot of people were just calling, hey, I'm in Chicago. Can I just meet you somewhere? And I'm like, okay. So
Man, that's when that's fire. Well, we congratulations on the success,
thank you.
the success of that one.
Thank
that
you.
that that is super cool. I was actually a part of a launch of a pretty nice infused I don't know, sexual lubricant oil in Washington through a company. They just launched it through our store, so we all
Hmm.
were a part of the initial R&D of it. And I'm definitely a fan of those kinds of items. I wasn't really into, and I'm probably still, kind of bland compared to most people, I guess, admittedly. But, to see that you've got a niche, you've got the flavor, you know, you're in Chicago. I think that brand, launching that in a variety of forms makes and flavors, you know, the
They
growth on that
love
one's
it.
kind of endless, huh?
Man, they love it. Yeah, because we have the non-flavored one. We have a few nail shops that white label. So let me give you a little information on that. We also white label. So
Yes.
what white labeling is, we create products for people who want to get in the industry. We
Hmm.
create the products, we do the testing, we give you the COAs. So now all you have to do is put your stick on it, and this is your product. So we're big on creating and pushing entrepreneurship, especially in this industry. We want to see more of us in this industry. So we do white label for we do have some nail shops that we white label for. We have a few wellness shops that we white label for. So that's pretty well. It does really really great, should I say? This one is by far the one they like the most, besides the pain cream.
I'm putting a comma here back for everybody, so that way if they want to reach out, anybody who's interested in white labeling, please just feel free to reach out to us via email. We'll connect you to Brandy, get you guys all set up. We want to be people that bridge the gap and connect and alley-oop people and our friends and our family. And so I really appreciate you and your decision to give people the other opportunity to create their own products. I hope
Oh,
to one day
absolutely.
hopefully do one with you guys as well. We can get a little. We have some products out of Wisconsin. I think I introduced you to our manufacturer. Shout out to Mark. Um,
I and you got some great gummies. I
right,
tried.
not too bad. Not my currently those batches not my favorite. They changed the stuff on us a little bit recently, but originally slightly better versions of those are absolutely phenomenal, and the feedback was great. And so once we get back to ground zero on that one, we'll be good. And then we have the desire to create a number of other products, and also too, anybody interested in learning more about the edible CBD oil or any of the other products that are seen on this episode, please feel free to reach out. I'll make sure to get you guys to connected. And Brandy, real quick, since we have about
Mhm.
20 minutes left, what is your guys' Instagram? Where can people get a hold of you guys at?
Instagram is Brandy's BRANDYS underscore CBD underscore edibles.
There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And so, Brandy, I know
Um,
you've got a number of products there behind you. Can you give us a brief
mhm.
rundown of some of those?
Okay, so we have the butter pecan edible massage oil. This one comes in 500 milligrams. It's a 4 ounce bottle. We have our, can you see it?
A little over to the right.
Ah,
There you go. There you go. Perfect.
okay. We have our achy breaky pain cream. This is 1,000 milligram warming pain cream. Then we have a salve. I'm gonna grab a couple of so you can see what the cream and the salve look like.
Okay.
The salve is also 1,000 milligrams. The salve is cooling, so it just really does. For those two, it depends on the person. Do you like the warming sensation or do you like more of a freeze? So that's the difference between the cream and the salve.
Yep.
We have the Sandman. Oh man. So the Sandman, it comes 50 gummies coming here. They're 10 milligrams each. These gummy comes with 3 milligrams of melatonin in it to help you sleep. My
Okay.
husband, he used to drive a forklift and he worked overnight. So he had a really, really hard time sleeping in the daytime. And he would use these. It doesn't give you no grogginess. When you wake up, you're refreshed because you still have the effects of the CBD versus the heavy effects of melatonin.
Yep.
We have Slice of Happiness. Now, the Slice of Happiness, these are our watermelon rings. These
Hey.
jars, yeah, these jars come in 500 milligrams. We have our peach rings.
Okay. I love peach rings.
We make all these here. I'm gonna send you some videos, or the videos are on Instagram actually. The peach rings, they're 500 milligrams. Now, our gummies, when it comes to our gummies, all of our 500 milligram gummies, if it's the watermelon slices, the peach rings, or the Sandman, we sell them for $40 in store.
So
So,
that's less than $1 a gummy. There we go.
mhm. Then we have one of our unique products. I was actually smoking on this during the show.
Okay.
Shisha, which is our Delta 8. It's one of our Delta 8 products. This is tobacco free, nicotine free, 100% organic, 900 milligrams of Delta 8 THC in each container. That one comes, I think we have 5 different flavors for those. And then we have our Delta 10, the vape carts, disposable pens, and I'm gonna take you around the store with me.
Ooh, here we go. Look at this.
So
We get
you
the
guys
tour.
can see the
Hey man,
store.
y'all are getting a behind the scenes view. North American Weed Tour. We're at Brandy's CBD headquarters.
Let me show you guys.
We're at the smoke shop.
This is the smoke shop. We have a little bit of everything here. We even sell
Smoky
shoes.
Len. Oh yeah, look at that. You got some
Red
heels. You got
bottoms.
some J's.
sell red
Man.
bottoms. We sell J's. We sell Ethica.
Red bottoms and J's available at the Smoky Lens. Damn, you got the pound bags for the trap.
Pound
Love it.
bags. Up, did you see the? We got the baggies.
There we go. There we go. Got some woods, bunch of snacks,
Yeah.
all the goodies. Y'all sell like
These are
puffos.
these are infused. These are our Delta 8 infused snacks. So we do in the store. Pipes. You know, some of our pipes. Then we got the Brandy case.
The Brandy case with the
So
Sandman. We
the
got the
Sam.
vapes. I see the oil, tinctures,
Yeah.
and
Beard
the
oil.
speed. There we go.
We have beard oil for the men.
Killing it. And then there's the juices that we were there. Look at the flavors. So what are all the flavors you got right there?
So we have Jamaican Me Happy, which is this one. Grape, peach, green apple, strawberry, mango, pineapple, blueberry, watermelon.
Damn. So when the THC markets and all that stuff levels out and you guys get your license, you guys are gonna have a lot of products out there, man.
Man, yeah, because we make over for the Wiz Khalifa. We make over 100 now. So hopefully by then, yeah, hopefully we have a lot.
Wow. Well, Brandy, thank you again so much for showing us around the store there and shedding some light on the brand.
No
I've had a
problem.
really great
Thank you.
time learning about what everything you guys have going on out there.
Man, I had a really great time too, man. And it's such a pleasure. Last time we spoke, man, it's just been it's all good vibes. Can't wait to see you in person again.
I know. We got to figure out. We'll reconnect here soon offline, and we'll figure out what kind of events are coming up. Maybe our paths can lock in again. We actually have on this particular campaign for the North American Weed Tour, we have another month of podcasts that we are wrapping up and finishing up, and then we'll be launching some other podcasts and shows and series come January. And so stay tuned because we'll definitely be bringing you back on as a guest for for a different series.
I appreciate it.
And I really appreciate you for for you and your husband and your family doing what you guys do. It's where I come from. It doesn't, the weed has been a thing for a long time, and our own legal versions of it. And so it's really inspiring to see that these other states and cities, obviously weed has always been around. There's always been people selling it and things like that, but you guys are in these whole new industries. You guys are in these other cannabinoid spaces, the THC Delta 9s and the Delta 8s, and like you said, these other ones that are coming online, and it's just very exciting and it's very cool. So you guys are pioneers in the space. You're very inspiring. I very much appreciate you being on as a guest today. Before we get you off and I let you out of here, do you have anything that you want to let the people know about? Anyone you'd like to shout out?
Man,
Anything at all?
I need to. Yeah, come on. Let me let y'all before we go. I gotta show y'all my honey. Let me let y'all meet my honey. Come here, babe. This is Smoky Len. I'm gonna let y'all meet Smoky Len.
Smoky Len. What's going on, Big Len? How you doing, man?
He can't hear you. He said, "How you doing?" No, I'm telling him. He said, "How you doing, though?"
Oh yeah.
So that's Smoky Len. Let me give that shout out to him. But and shout out to you for having us on the show. We appreciate it. Let me let y'all know where we're located. So for those that are in Chicago, we're located at 762 West 69th Street in Chicago. Our phone number is 773-592-0549. That's the store number.
Yeah,
If you
there we
want
go.
to contact me, my phone number is 773-690-3871.
Everybody, if you guys are in need of some of Brandy CBD, if you guys need some of that wonderful butter pecan edible CBD oil, make sure you guys tap in. You can, of course, reach out to me. I'll connect, but of course, the info is right there. Go give them a follow, support them on social media. Google and go to their site now. Order some shit, support it, share it, tweet it, TikTok it, all the things. Brandy, thank you again.
Man, thank you. Oh, also, we have an article when y'all, if y'all Google us, we have an article that was in the newspaper last year. We were supposed to open up a cafe. You know, you have
Mm.
you heard of the Canna Cafe? So
No.
we have a they have a cafe here in Chicago, like the Canna Cafe, where you can get all your infused snacks. But what we were trying to do, we were trying to, and this was before the pandemic hit. We were trying to open a cafe to provide fresh baked goods and coffees to the hustle and the bustle community. You know, that has CBD in it. Give them they kick they. Why not? You know, a lot of people need to get medicated, medicate discreetly. So that's what we were trying to do. So if you do Google us, it's a nice article. It was done by thc.net. Shout out to them. Read it, learn a little bit more about us.
Everybody go check in, look up thc.net, Brandy CBD. Again, Google it, get something off their site, support them. We'll be featuring them again here soon. We'll have an article coming soon as well. So tap in, tap in, tap in. Everybody, again, episode 56 featuring Brandy from Brandy CBD. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoe.
All right, y'all. Like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode.